What up, musicians? Dane here, back with another TML interview. Today we've got part 3. Corey Foster is back at it again, talking about what music means to him. And it gets pretty deep. Check it out. So a lot of people that are looking at music as a career have been sometimes turned off by the idea of, oh, it's the starving artist, or, you know, it's not necessarily the most financially rewarding always. What does music mean to you, and why do you play music yourself, and why do you think people choose music as a career pathway?
For me, I grew up playing music, and so there was a really obvious point when I was pretty young, somewhere around probably like 12 or 13, where I was absolutely blessed with an overwhelming feeling to be a professional musician. And it had nothing to do with money. It had nothing to do with fame. It was purely, I just had such a emotional high from playing music and letting it flow, through me. As I got older, I of course had people exposed to me the kind of irrationality of being an artist and looking at that as a career path. While I understand this, the industry is absolutely enormous. There is no shortage of money. There is quite a bit of competition, though. So, a lot of people think, oh, they just, I'll tell them I'm a touring musician or I'm a musician. And, some people are like, that's amazing. And it's full support. They want to hear about it. They want to talk about it. And some people look at you, oh, great. Like, what else do you do?
Yep.
And, I get the exact opposite response when I tell them I teach music, I teach drums. And it's funny how different those reactions can be from being a teaching musician and just being, a performer. So for me, now that I figured out how to make a little bit of money and sustain myself being a performer and a teacher, kind of on, both kind of side jobs that I do. Now that I have done that, I've made more money at times doing it and less than I'd like to. I've really found that the absolute highest potential I can rise to as an artist is to inspire people. And really at the root of that is making people feel something, some sort of emotion. And in order to do that, I have to emote. So that to me is becoming increasingly more important and paramount to my experience as a professional musician. Because if I am able to make people feel emotion consistently, and don't even worry about what it is, just if I'm able to make people feel something in that moment, everything else can happen. But if that's not your number one priority, then looking at it from a business standpoint, your product sucks.
Yeah.
In terms of what you're expected to deliver, you're expected to deliver something that is enjoyable in any capacity, whether it's just true virtuosity, like, wow, look at what this guy can do, or touching deep, universally healing lyrics. It doesn't matter what it is, just that people are feeling it. That's the whole point of music to me. And I think music as a healer is probably one of the most healing powers there is on this planet. I look at everything as vibration, and music is the art of collected vibration and of directing vibration. For me, that's why I do it, because I feel like it heals me and it helps heal other people. And the money and all of that can come after. I tell all of the parents of the students I see having a career in music, I always tell them not to worry about money, because the parents are the first to worry. Okay, I've been paying for private lessons for a long time. They're like getting serious, about to like apply for some music schools. Is this a bad idea? I can see it in some parents' eyes, And it's funny because some students are so clear to me They're so clearly talented. They're so clearly not going to have any trouble as far as ability in a professional career. And people who aren't familiar with the industry can't see this. They don't know where it's going. There's so much abundance in the world. There's, and especially within the performance industry. It takes a rare breed to figure out how to make it, quote unquote. And all it really takes is somebody who's proactive and who's going to find themselves work and figure out, okay, this is what's going on here. I need to get some more work. And that's, I think, the biggest part of actually making it a reality is not just now having an incredible ability to affect people positively. But there is the business side of it, and it's just, look at it as a self-employed person. You have to find your work, and sometimes it falls in your lap and it's amazing, and other times you kind of have to, like, get on a computer and make some content and put yourself out there, and then and hope things work. So it can be done. It should be done. I think music is amazing, and my experience as being a touring musician, we get taken care of so surprisingly well when we're on tour. People shower us with a place to stay. I mean, people that we might not have a place to stay in a town, no hotel lined up, or maybe, something was lined up, and then we get to the hotel and it's not working. We can't get a hold of the person who's supposed to pay for it. People let us into their homes all the time. We wake up and there's breakfast made. It's amazing the love that people have in this world. So everybody should know that they're fully supported. Even if you don't feel like you are, there is so much in this world that is supporting you, and all you have to do is let it happen, really. So if you're holding on to something that's like keeping you from holding back, just know that the minute you start supporting yourself is the minute that everybody and everything can start to support you. Otherwise, they're kind of just everything and everybody else is just kind of waiting for that to happen. Right. So that self-empowerment, that giving yourself a permission slip, say, I can do this, I allow myself to do this, is huge, and it's very powerful. So yeah. I
like that.
Yeah.
Wise words from Corey Foster. Thanks again.
Absolutely, man. Thanks, Dane.